Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Gadgets and Toys. Today I'm going to answer a burning question that's been asked multiple times online and by friends around me. Whether should I buy the Hero 7 Black or the Hero 8 Black? Before I move on, I'd like to point out that this will not be a technical review or spec comparison. There's already many videos covering those. Instead, today's comparison will be based on my personal experience having used 7 Black for almost 2 years and 8 Blacks for almost 6 months since its launch. At first glance, you might think that they are about the same size, but actually 8 is just slightly bigger than 7. But remembering that 7 would require a mounting bracket, so after putting that in actual application, 7 is still slightly bigger than 8, which doesn't need a mounting bracket. Thanks to its built-in flip-out mounting fingers underneath, all you need to do is just flip out the fingers and there you go, you can mount it just like that without the cage. The downside is sometimes it does feel a little bit flimsy and weak. Although it definitely holds the unit together, it doesn't fall off anything. The body can sometimes tilt ever so slightly to one side. It doesn't really affect the footage, but I can understand for someone who can feel uncomfortable and insecure about it. Personally, I have no problem with it. The other benefit of not having a cage is to get to the door to access your SD card and battery without having to remove it from the cage. Big time saver there. And the number of doors has been reduced from 2 to 1. Everything is now behind that one big door of the Hero 8 Black. However, the HDMI output is missing from the 8 Black. All you can find behind the door is now the USB-C port, the SD card slot and the battery slot. I do like this idea of having everything on one door, so it's actually easy access, but I have an issue with the door itself. I find that the door is poorly designed. The door could be removed from the body almost too easily. If I pops it out too fast or too hard, it could just fly off straight away. So when you're out in the field, you can potentially lose it if this happens. And everybody is asking about the gap at the hinge of the door near the trigger button. And yes, the gap has always been there and it's perfectly normal. It's also a pain to hold the door open while trying to get to the battery or SD card. A lot of time it just comes off. So as a habit, I will take it off completely and put it aside somewhere safe before I start to do anything else. Now the next issue for me is about removing the SD card. As you can see that the slot is very deep in, I can't really reach it without my fingernails. What I have to do is to remove the battery completely before I can access to the SD card. This is the problem I never had on the Hero 7 Black. Next, I want to talk about the protective lens cover. On the Hero 7 Black, you're able to buy the protective lens cover on your own and replace it without any special tool. But for Hero 8 Black, although it's advertised to be twice as hard as the protective lens on 7, but if it cracks for any reason, you are not able to replace it on your own. You have to send it back to GoPro for them to replace it for you. Depending on your activities, this might or might not be a concern to you. So I don't find it a hassle or a risk at the moment, but this is something that you have to decide for yourself. The mic now is relocated to be underneath the lens and now it's front facing as compared to 7, which is on the top beside the trigger button. Now the sound can go directly into the mic, so this does improve the audio quality of the built-in mic of the Hero 8 Black over the Hero 7 Black. Since both 7 and 8 uses the same chipset and sensor, the real improvement in terms of performance are mostly on the software, but the other big difference is the body design and the accessories that come later. For Heroes 5 to 7, they use the same body design and chassis. Accessories that would be designed for 8 could not be used for 7. So coming back to the question whether should you be buying 7 or 8, that depends on a few things. From what I can suggest is, if you're getting your first GoPro Hero or you own one before Hero 7 Black that doesn't have Hyper Smooth, you can't go wrong from getting either one of them. If you're on a budget, go for 7 Hero Black, it's great too. If you want future-proof accessories that's going to come out next, I would strongly recommend that you go for Hero 8 Black. One such accessory that's going to work for 8 and not 7 is the medium mop, which I'll be talking about in my next video. Okay, so that's all I have for you on the comparison between the two Hero based on my personal usage. One for 2 years, the other one for 6 months, and the things that I like and I don't like about it. So you can use this as a reference and maybe decide for yourself which one is best for you, 7 or 8. Just to summarize, you can't go wrong with either of them. They are great camera. The image quality is just as good, but the 8 have some upgrade in the software, Hyper Smooth 2.0, Hyperlapse 2.0 and a refreshed user interface. If you find this video useful and informative, please consider subscribing to my channel, click like, the bell button for a future video. And remember, I'll be talking more about the video mop in my next video on how it performs and how I like it. And I'll see you again next time. Bye!